Okay, so let's get this.
And welcome back to the Truss Arena at Henderson, Auckland, New Zealand. And welcome along to our viewers who are watching us live streaming all around the world. I'm Jason Hempson, and with me in co-commentary today is multiple World Cup representative for Touch New Zealand, George Yonke, and also Steve Roberts, former Australian captain and multiple World Cup winner for the Australian Men's Open team. We're into our final match of the day here, the Men's Open. It is the Touch Blacks representing New Zealand up against Australia, trying to keep the series alive in this particular grade for the Touch Blacks. They suffered a big defeat yesterday, 13 touchdowns to 7, and with the series already gone the way of the Australians via the winning of the grades in the Mixed Open and the Women's Open grades, it really is down to pride now for the New Zealand teams. We see the Australian teams running out onto the field now, being introduced to the crowd, which has built steadily over the day. For Australia, number 1 Daniel Barton, Stuart Brerety, number 3 Scott Buckley, 4 Scott Bundy, 5 Terry Deegan, 6 Sean Francis, 7 Nick Good, 8 Dylan Hennessy, who was outstanding yesterday, 9 Jaden Love, 10 Jordan Marshall, 11 Ben Moylan, 12 Rob Nackler, 13 Pete Norman, 14 Jonathan Parlow, 15 Lachlan Pearce, and 16 Matt Prowse, and their coach, the very experienced Tony Trad. Jonathan Parlow and Scott Bundy will be the players standing down today. Out of that 16, only 14 players can take the field. And here come the Kiwis, the Touch Blacks, representing New Zealand. The Men's Open division making their way to the field. No doubt they'll be hurting after yesterday's big loss, 13 touchdowns to 7 at the hands of the world champion Australians. And there we have the team. Number 1, Michael Kavanagh. Number 2, and captain, Mita Graham. Number 3, Matt Sinclair. Number 4 is Mick McCarran. 5, Sean Law. 6 is Shannon Tamori. 7 is Taylor Hoare. Number 8 is Josh Leota. Number 9, Narohi Black. Number 10, Jamin Ormsby. Number 11 is Rehana Suter Finch. 12 is Ruamai Uriti. Number 13, Carlos Savage. Number 14, Tama Guthrie. 16 is Connor Pamatoto. And 16 is Damien Darlington, coached by Peter Bentley. The players standing down for the Touch Blacks today are Josh Leota and Rehana Suter Finch, who scored 3 touchdowns in yesterday's loss to the Australians. And the match officials today, the same ones as yesterday, did such a fantastic job. Maya Williams in the middle there from New Zealand, accompanied by Dave Baggio and Matt Lavery. And we have the New Zealand Touch Blacks getting ready for their challenge, the haka, being presented to the Australians. There we have it, George Yonke, awesome haka, the traditional Māori war dance of the Indigenous people of New Zealand, Aotearoa. Beautiful stuff. There always sends a tingle up my spine, mate. Let's hopefully they can take that passion that they produced in the haka out onto the field and come up with a better result than yesterday, mate.
Exactly. The feeling was there, the ihi was there, the mana was there, everything was there in the haka. Now that needs to translate into touchdowns out there. We know they have the passion and want this game, but the skill set needs to come into factor. We need to shut down those key players. Dylan Hennessy, outstanding yesterday. The man they went to, read the New Zealand defence, kept going back short side in that second half and giving a few opportunities there. Scott Buckley scoring 3 touchdowns. Outstanding. Rob the man, number 2 touchdown, 2 touchdowns for number 14. Daniel Barton, 1 touchdown as well. We could go on all day. There's the hooter.
Yeah, absolutely, George. It's going to come down to defence here. The Kiwis showed they can score touchdowns. They scored 7 of them yesterday against a crack Australian side, but they let 13 in, and that's the big issue for the Kiwis. Hopefully, they've done some work on their defensive policies overnight. Peter Bentley, the coach, the assistant coach, Fideoa Black, and Roald Das would have obviously gone away and done some work and tried to instill into the guys those new policies. What they'll be, we'll soon see. But that's the big thing, the big question mark over the Kiwi team at the moment is, can they hold this Australian side? And because they can certainly score the touchdowns, but it's a matter of their defence shaping up against them.
Oh, you're right on the money there. They have enough tools in the cabinet with the New Zealand team to put a complete game together to take this new Australian team. This Australian's world class, showing their talent at the World Cup, keeping a majority of the team. I think they've got 5 new debutants in this team, but the core of the team and the key players of the team from the World Cup are still there, and they are on fire. New Zealand need to put that fire out today.
One of the big things for the Australian team, and we spoke about it yesterday, was their lack of errors. They just play a very complete game. They complete their sets well. They don't make many errors, if they make any at all, and that can add to the pressure that you can put on the opposition, particularly if you're going forward and if the opposition are giving you turnovers. So it's going to be key for the Kiwis. They need to limit their mistakes, because anything they do will be punished by the Australian side.
New Zealand winning the toss, going from left to right in the black colour, taking on their counterparts Australia in the yellow and green. Usually we set a structured play from a tap-off here, spend a bit of time at trainings. You got 6 touches. They can put plays into effect with structure and rolling into a set play on the 5.
There we see the camera there on number 7 for Australia, Scott Buckley, with 3 touchdowns yesterday. He was superb in support play, but also created some opportunities for his teammates as well. So it's going to be a big effort here expected of the Kiwis. Coach Peter Bentley, what would he have done specifically with the guys overnight to try and turn this around, George?
Yeah, working on their defence, and obviously they're going to counter those key players, but they need something up their sleeve. Yesterday they had a good defence that Australia said it was new to them, but at halftime they analysed that and say, this is how we're going to attack that. Let's see if they got any more tricks up their sleeve, this New Zealand team.
Well, Black there, just with the mistake, couldn't quite hold on to that pass, so they certainly got up to the line really quickly, as you'd expect from halfway, but the Australian defence managing to hold them out now. The Kiwis going to have to push hard to try and limit the Australian attack now.
Yeah, you saw that right. Ngāhuri Black on the 5 yesterday was outstanding with his first touch of the ball, 1 from 1, getting a touchdown today. They put him into the vital position, unfortunately couldn't get that ball. If that ball went to hand, I'm pretty sure it would have been a touchdown to New Zealand.
On the sideline we have Steve Roberts, former Australian captain, over here coaching the Japanese men's open side. Steve, Tony Trad, very experienced campaigner. He's had this Australian side for about 9 years now. What would he have said to his troops in terms of coming up to today's match?
But he wouldn't have been happy with the 7 tries. So I think they'll be looking to tighten their defence, maintaining their attack, but holding the New Zealanders out for less than 4 or 5, I would say.
Thanks, Steve. Great comments there. We see the Australian side working their way patiently out from their own half, making some big metres through the middle of the Kiwi ruck there. Some good options. Always looking for the options. And they will make their way over the line. His could be the first touchdown. And it looks like it is. Just checking with the sideline official. And it is try number 1 to the Australians. Great work there. There he is, Hennessy. And great play. Dylan Hennessy with the touchdown.
Oh, you're right on the money.
It was all created by Jaden Love.
Jaden Love from New Zealand. Officially, the Touch Blacks wouldn't like that, with one of their own setting up the first try for Dylan Hennessy.
Well, what's he doing playing for Australia, mate? How's that work?
Yeah, it's his adopted country. It's a shame we can't get him back here.
Great play there by Dylan Hennessy. Kept himself alive after a good play of the ball. And so important that when close to the line that the play the balls are set up really well for the dummy half to come through and scoop, isn't it, George?
Very much so, and it's all coming off momentum. Well, speaking of New Zealand boys, we've got Jordan Marshall out there for those new ones coming into the game. Didn't see the game yesterday. Jordan Marshall's got a famous name. He is the younger brother of Benji Marshall, and he showed some skills yesterday.
Australian pressing hard now. Another opportunity, and they're in again. Absolutely in again. That's a great touchdown. That one's gone. Looks like Daniel Barton's gone in for the try. Great quick hands there.
Just magic. Just Peter Norman receiving off Nicholas Good there, the captain. Looking for the holes. Had a chopper runner. Perfect pass into the link hole.
Pete Norman with a good pass there. Daniel Barton with a touchdown. There's the Kiwis have hit back, and they needed to do that. Connor Pamatota. Great touchdown, and that'll give them some confidence. Oh, great play short. Australians offside, and the young fella gets in for his first touchdown today. Got one yesterday, and the Kiwis really needed that one, George.
Oh, exactly. And there'll be a lot of people cheering down Dunedin there. All his Scarfy mates that he's met over the year will be celebrating that one, putting the New Zealand on the map with 1 touchdown to 2. Anyone's game still. Australia had a good start with 2 touchdowns. New Zealand, thanks to Connor, have brought them back into the game. There's a hole. Nice easy pass over the top. Number 10, Matt Prowse, adds to his total. 1 touchdown today, 1 touchdown yesterday. It looks so easy,
too easy, wasn't it, mate? All looked a little bit too easy.
There's that man again, that New Zealand boy, Jaden Love. He's giving me nightmares.
Great work by Matt Prowse, adds to his score from yesterday, which were well spread out across the Australian team. Kiwis hard on attack now. They need to come up with something again. They need to answer back straight away. It's pulling the Australian defence out 5. An opportunity. Referees called for 5th and final touch.
Shannon Tamuru having a dive there. To no prevail. Ruamai the Rat having an opportunity on the last one. Nothing really there, but having a little dab.
Just over 5 minutes gone. Scoreline 3-1 to Australia over New Zealand in this men's open. Coming to you live from the event centre, from the Trust Event Centre in Henderson in Auckland. Australians driving forward well into the Kiwi half now. Good movement. Plenty of ball movement there by the Australians, but the Kiwi defence up to it on that occasion. Looking to get some subs on now, the New Zealanders. Some fresh legs out there. Carlos Savage coming through the back. Mitta Graham, the captain, working hard. Tamma Guthrie. Oh, big long ball from Guthrie. Step inside. Oh, great touch there.
That's the difference there. New Zealand yesterday on defence, Australia were getting the long ball out to the winger. The winger was making it over there, but the inside defender wasn't there with him. Today, Australia, winger had to chase hard, go out. New Zealand looked inside. There was a link defender there.
Yeah, great work. There's Hennessy again. Outstanding yesterday. And they get under. And Tamma Guthrie looking up in despair. He didn't make the touch. Hennessy, a great ball. Got on the outside. And that's a try. Second one to Daniel Barton.
Nice little shimmy there. Just had a look, made the outside defender go wide, and then ducked under Tamma Guthrie. Great work, Daniel Barton. Dots down 2, like you said.
4-1 to the Australians. Inside 7.5 minutes. New Zealand, Connor Pamatota. Great pass over the top. Crayon from the young fella. He scored one before. He set one up near Taylor Hall. Backing up. Connor Pamatota. Great play. Short ball to him again, and that's how he scored off the first one. Short play on an angle. That time he cut back out and found Taylor Hoare there.
Taylor Hoare slamming it down like he got a slam dunk, scoring on the board, touchdown number 1, just like his brother did in the open mix. Mackenzie Hoare, the Hoare boys loading up the touchdowns.
But
Once again,
Australia hit back straight away. And that touchdown's gone to young Jordan Marshall.
and the odds are number 5 was in that, giving that pass. Right on the money.
There he is.
Peter Norman.
In actual fact, that's Jordan Marshall's second try. We did get confused with the first one. Daniel Barton's just got the 1 try, but Jordan Marshall with 2. And it was just far too easy there for the Australians. Jamin Ormsby, long pass out, step back inside. Australian defence able to get out there. Minter Graham, the captain, setting up the play. And Ormsby there caught from dummy half. It was the last.
Yeah, Jamin Ormsby hoping that the Australian defender was offside. Decided to gamble with it and hold on, hoping that the referee caught him offside, but no. Referee said he was on.
5 touchdowns to 2. Australia lead the Touch Blacks. Australia working hard now. The Kiwi defence needs to work even harder. And they've got a penalty. That's a relieving penalty.
It looked like it was a forward pass for that one.
They'll be into the Australian half. Oh no, mistake there. Well, they can't afford those errors. Jamin Ormsby, unfortunately, just putting the ball down.
Yeah, Jamin Bill Williams, they call him by the nickname. Unfortunately, dropped one. It's uncharacteristic mistake. Look for him. This is his first game in the Test series. He'll be wanting to make up for that. He's a very lethal man on the 5, so expect something interesting from him later on in the game.
Taylor Hall working hard in the middle there. Australia with the ball out to the right, going to ground. Kiwis now make their way to the sub box, get some fresh legs on. Driving hard. Yeah, good penalty there. Good call by the referee, Maya Williams. There's the big pass out there, but
looking for the flick in.
Yeah,
New Zealand done their homework. Their link was there on the inside to cut down that flick and pass. I know Australia practiced that one. It's just not a fluke. They chuck long balls and flick it inside. I remember New Zealand teams working on that one, and it paid dividends twice.
Yeah, well,
yesterday.
they scored twice from that yesterday, George. The big long pass out, and the New Zealand defence wasn't trailing across. The flick back inside, and with an Australian player there in support, they scored 2 touchdowns there.
On that occasion, Michael Kavanagh covered the winger, and Minter Graham was good on the inside.
Tamudi working
Good work by
working
Australia.
hard with Matt Sinclair, trying to draw that Australian defence out again, saying, come out to me, come out to me. There we go, back inside, long ball on the option, and good cover by the Australians. Nick McCurran there. So we see the big wide pass out there, the Australian defence is there. Mick McCurran.
Whoa.
Well,
very close touch there.
It was close. Big dive from McCurran.
McCurran did well to try and evade that touch. And it must have been the slightest of touches there.
And
Looking
another long
long
ball
again.
out there. Oh, the touch called again. Number 4 saying you didn't get me.
Matt Prowse. Another try-saving touch.
He's called the
once
touch.
again.
Whoa. I couldn't see. I
Couldn't see.
call, George. You
Yeah,
didn't
I
see a
don't know.
touch.
I don't know, actually.
No, he's called
I
it, mate.
saw Matt Prowse do, like, put his hands apart like there was space between a touch or something.
Yep.
So he may have actually went out of play before the touch was made.
Yep.
Peter Norman
True.
cutting through. Dive touch in efforts to make the touch. New Zealand asking for the touch there. The New Zealand player's right there, but let's see the replay. Peter Norman, too good, too fast.
Oh, good step.
Lifts those knees at the right time. Okay, let's have a look
Got
at
the
this.
ball in one hand. The Kiwis disputing the touchdown. Well, yep, that's a fair try. The touch might have been made. The player didn't have the ball. He didn't have his hands on when he got the ball, and so fair touchdown.
Money call by Baggio. Well done, Baggio. Perfection.
That's why he's refereeing at this level. And the scorer in that one, George. Who do we see the scorer down there?
No touchdown, mate. That wasn't a touchdown. You're losing it just because Australians scored so many times. There was no try.
Did they not award that
Oh,
try?
yeah, no, that was a try. What am I doing? 6 touchdowns to 2.
You're kidding me.
Just having you on, mate. Well,
Number 7,
I'll say
Scott
it.
Buckley with the touchdown. Great work. Well, they turned defence into attack in the blink of an eye there, George. I know you might be getting confused. Well, you're trying to confuse me.
I'll
One of those
just
two
laugh.
things. Here's the Kiwis.
looking nice for a second phase.
Damien Darlington there, getting his opportunity. Tama Guthrie. Darlington again. Guthrie
Into
back to
play.
him.
Guthrie
looking for the
looking,
long
winding
ball.
up.
I think he was looking for someone to cut in on a short ball
Yeah,
there.
someone had gone for a sub and was just a bit late getting on there. Mitzi Graham looking inside.
There's the backdoor play again. Graham with the long ball. Yep, no space out there.
It actually looked like that time Mitter could have carried on with the play
Yeah.
there. It opened up, but he looked for the offload.
Could possibly Michael Kavanagh out on the wing, but he was well covered by the Australians.
That's
They
the thing,
hop-
it's so easy to call it from here. You only got a split second to make the choice in those opportunities there.
Dylan Hennessy working hard there.
Oh,
The
Tama
Aussies-
Guthrie asking for the bad pass. Looked like he got a hand to that one. New Zealand rewarded.
The Aussies pleading with the referee, but getting no love from that. They lead 6 touchdowns to 2, 14 minutes gone in the game. Bit of Graham working hard, looking for a sub now. Kiwis need to keep driving forward. There's a long ball. They get a replay out of that one? No. The referee says that was ball away.
Yeah, Matty Sinclair, number 3, looking from dummy half, looking for the chop back on the inside.
Yeah, there he was, the pass to
Okay.
Ormsby.
Pass just a little bit behind. Matty Sinclair, a prominent player within the New Zealand Touch Blacks through the World Cup campaigns and so forth. And before that, it's actually been a bit quiet in this campaign so far.
There was that inside pass that we spoke about. They'll get a penalty here, the Kiwis. The forward pass there thrown from Lachlan Pearce. We can hear the call out from the sideline from the Kiwis. Get into that grind, get into that grind. We'll head down to Steve Roberts. Steve, we're 15 minutes into the game now. The Kiwis have got a couple of tries, still a 4-try gap though. How are things looking down on that Australian defensive line?
Yeah, it's pretty solid at the moment, actually. It's been a physical game down here. There's a lot of pushing and shoving going on in the ruck. But Australia have been very solid with their defensive structure. And then when they get the ball on the transition, they're flowing the line very nicely.
Mate, what do the Kiwis need to do? I know you're not going to offer them too much advice, mate, but if you were out there trying to crack this Australian defensive line, what would you be trying to do?
As you said, I'm not going to give away too much.
Spoken like a true Australian,
At
mate.
this stage of the game, Australia really are dominating in the defence. You know, they've got their structures and they're muscling up when it comes to the ruck, and so giving the outside players a little bit more time to make the touches. So here we go again, Pete Norman trying to flick ball.
Oh, they're bringing out all the tricks now, mate.
Now Truddy won't be happy with that. He wants the simple things done, not the Ric Flair.
Ric Flair, loving it, loving it.
Kiwis now. This will be an opportunity for them now to get a little bit closer to the Australians. Good run there by Tama Guthrie, the vice-captain. Passes off to Tamudi. Guthrie again. Tamudi with the pass out. Oh, intercepted. Oh, it's a foot race. No. Referee's called it back and a penalty. Must have been for offside there. So the Kiwis get an opportunity now. Yep, offside there. Number 3 hadn't got his feet back to the line. Puts his hand up, Terry Deegan. Pamatota, one of the try scorers. Oh, well read. Well read there by Sean Francis. Pamatota once again in the dump. For the peel play there, the Kiwis.
New Zealand just can't catch that Australian defence out of the 5.
No.
Every time they go for a touch, there's 2 Australians already back on the line. So every time they go to punch, there's someone there on the line in front of them. So it's cutting down their options, which allows the other two players that are making the touch to get back on side.
Yep. One thing we haven't seen a lot of, George, is the long ball back to the long side from the Kiwis. I don't know whether that's an option for them to look to go short side and throw a long pass out where they might catch the Australian defence squeezing in tight, but we certainly haven't seen that as yet.
Yeah, it could be a good option. The Australians are doubling up quite nicely, so at the moment they need to try a few other combinations.
Well, there we go. There's another touchdown to Australia. Some great hands, slick hands across there. Look at this. There's that man again, Hennessy, with the cut pass. And the Australians, no Kiwi defence within Kui of him there.
Australians' 7th touchdown.
And Sean Francis in for his first touchdown of this match, adding to his one yesterday, 2 for the series. And already it's looking ominous for the New Zealanders at 7 touchdowns to 2, coming up towards half-time. Once again, that Australian defence is squeezed in tight, not providing any opportunities for the Kiwis. There's a long ball, but goes to ground. Taylor Hall probably through that one in a little bit of frustration.
Yeah, we're coming down to the last minute, Jason. Scores 7 touchdowns to Australia and 2 to the Touch Blacks of New Zealand. Hopefully New Zealand can come away with a touchdown in this last phase, or at least keep the Australians scoreless in this last 40 seconds and regroup at the halftime break and bring something to the party in the second half. Australian get some good momentum and they're finishing nicely. Here we go
There's
again.
Hennessy again. Well, flick pass back that time. It was on the last, so they could afford to try something. Last opportunity now for the Kiwis in this first half.
See, these are some punishing drives here, but they just don't seem to have anything on the end of it.
Well, this is the first time in the match they've actually really driven in hard, the Kiwis. There's Pamatota with a big long pass out. Caught down there. And there's the halftime hooter. And a very good first half from the Australians. They lead 7 touchdowns to 2 over the Touch Blacks. And Steve Roberts will just head down to you, mate. A very good defensive effort once again from the Australian side, but the Kiwis just lacking a little bit there. They've let in 7 touchdowns already in this game.
Yeah, that's on the back of a great defence from the Australia. As Georgie said, we've got the punch, and then on the back of that, we've got something flowing with all the strike power across the park. So yeah, Australia dominating at the moment, which I actually like. But yeah. Well, there's a lot of energy coming from the Australian box too, being 7-2 up. It's you can feel it coming from their box that they're really enthusiastic.
Yeah, Stevie, I was fortunate enough to be behind your box at the World Cup, and I saw the energy there. Even though you were well up on New Zealand, you guys were frothing at the mouth, owning your positions like as if you were 10 points down, wanting to come back, and you nailed it right to the end of the game. I can see this happening with the Australians here, so New Zealand need to come up another step. What do you think?
Yeah, they're definitely going to have to lift, but Australia will lift as well. I mean, no one likes to let a try on their watch. I'm sure that's the same with the Touch Blacks, but yeah, the New Zealand will have to lift. But I think Australia will go to a next level. I think we'll still see a few more tries coming. And as you said, Georgie, Jaden Love in his debut game against Touch New Zealand, mate. Jeez. I'm sorry to say, but he's electric.
Yeah, our plan to send the New Zealand boy over there and put a leak in the kink in the armour of you guys didn't work. No, you worked them over well, and he's...
Thank you for him. Appreciate it.
You need to find your own players, Steve. Bit like Queensland, mate. They need to find their own players. Okay, let's have a look at the highlights of the first half in the second Test match between the Touch Blacks and the Australian Men's Open team. Welcome back to the Truss Arena at Henderson in Auckland, New Zealand, as we're live streaming to you today in the second day of the Trans-Tasman Test Series between the Touch Blacks representing New Zealand and Australia. Touch footy at its greatest, George. Joining me in commentary, George Yonke. And on our sideline comments, Steve Roberts, former Australian captain. And George, it's been a great couple of days here already with another day to go tomorrow, but Australia in control in this Men's Open final at Men's Open second game at 7 touchdowns to 2.
Yeah, Jace, right on the ball. Great day for Australia. Looks like they've got the Trans-Tasman series overall with them winning the mixed division 2 games already. Women's 2 games already. And at the moment, it's looking like the men's will have the second game. But hey, the fat lady hasn't sung, Jace.
No, absolutely. Look, hard to see the Kiwis coming back from this one. They lost yesterday 13-7 and they're down to a very good Australian side at the moment, 7 touchdowns to 2. Our first half scorers, as we see Dylan Hennessy, very close there, almost sneaking through the Kiwis' defence.
Sean Law with some good cover there, my friend. Dylan Hennessy trying to take the outside, stepping back in with Sean Law covering on the inside. Winds up, takes it over the outside. Beautifully read.
Yeah, good
Nick McCurran.
Good defence there by the Kiwis. Try scorers in the first half for the Australians: Sean Francis, Scott Buckley, Jaden Love, Matt Prowse, Daniel Barton and Jordan Marshall picking up 2. And for the Kiwis, Taylor Hoare and Connor Pamatauta.
Put it this way, the New Zealand boys are driving really well and really hard, but they're only managing to catch one Australian defender up. If you have a look, every time a touch has been made, there's always at least two Australian defenders in the pocket. So when they go to do the power scoop, there's nothing on because there's always someone already back ready for them. Just like this on the 5.
So what are the options? What does Peter Bentley need to do with his team to turn this around, George?
Well, for starters, when they're on the 5 metre, they need more of the Australians out to meet them on the 5 metre. Every time they're making a dump, they'll catch one person out. Oh, got the inside. Speaking of it.
That was a great outside ball by number 15, Connor Pamatauta. Matt Sinclair, the recipient of the try, backing up on the inside. But it was a great pass by Connor Pamatauta, who set that one up.
He's the man they're looking to. Connor Pamatauta, at his very young age, is carving up like he's been playing this game for many, many years. He's been outstanding so far. Let's hope he pulls a lot more out for the New Zealand team.
Well, a good opening there by the Kiwis. They just need to make sure that Australia doesn't score. There's an opportunity here out wide. Australians not able to take advantage there. They did have an overlap. Looking for an opportunity there, pleading for a replay, for a recount. Referee says no. Referee Maya Williams saying no, we're not having any of that. The Australians look like, the Kiwis look like they're playing with a lot more direct and a lot more direct play and a lot more enthusiasm at the start of the second half, George.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, they're getting the yards right, but once again, Australia are always in the pocket, so there's always someone there. Oh, nice finish there. Diving low. Number 2 calling for the touch. But let's forget that one. I think we've got a forward pass here by the referee.
Yeah, forward pass called by the referee there. A bit of support from Maya Williams, who was on the sideline. He's now in the middle. So relief there for the Australians. 7 touchdowns to 3. They lead the Touch Blacks. Working hard now through the middle. Some aggressive defence from the Kiwis.
Oh, he's barking back at him too. He's fired up. So far, it's 1-0 to New Zealand. Let's put it that way. For the second half.
For the second half. Good stuff. Excellent work. That's much better play from the Kiwis. They're making good yardage now. Just need to take advantage of it when they get up closer to the Australian line. Connor Pamatauta there in dummy half again, taking a run out, looking for a pass out left, and there it is, and there's another touchdown.
Oh, and the nice jump, the nice dive.
Oh, the touch has been called.
Nick McCurran.
Nick McCurran there.
Coming into the second test and...
Great pass. He just couldn't get down quick enough. Oh, yep. Touch there called by Sean Francis.
A beautiful dive, but answered by Sean Francis, managing to get the hip of Nick McCurran. He's all right. He knows to get up and just play the ball.
Well, the Kiwis have shown
slippery slimy
Kiwis have shown
scoop through there.
Kiwis have shown they can create those opportunities, George. They just need to limit the opportunities that they give to the Australians. And the big thing about this half is they're playing a lot more direct play. They're getting up into the face of the Australians.
Yeah, the Australians are not liking being on the back foot. Tama Guthrie coming into play, bowing in the link, 3 for 3. Jamin Osborne winding up to look
They'll
long.
get a recount there. And the Kiwis look to make some quick substitutions. While the ball's dead, 3 of them get off, bring some fresh legs on in the shape of Shannon Tamudi and Taylor Hoare out there. Now Rohi Black working in the middle.
Tamudi, oh, there's a quick bounce out. Nice shot from the winger. Some interesting ploys here. Usually the shot's coming from the link, so it's good to see that there's some variations here from Australia.
Oh, another good defensive effort by the Australians. Taylor Hoare trying to sneak in there. Dylan Hennessy making the touch. Hoare having another go on the short side. Caught from dummy half.
Jaden Love, beautiful defence there.
Steve Roberts on the sideline. The Australians probably got a little bit loose towards the end of that first half, mate. You mentioned that Tony Trad, the coach, wouldn't have been happy with that. What are your thoughts on the start of the second half from the Kiwis?
Yeah, they've definitely come out firing. A lot of punch in their drive, as Georgie said, going through and taking the Aussies on, and they're creating.
Let's have a look at that one.
Thanks,
Who's
Steve.
chucking those long balls? They're magic.
Michael Kavanagh picking up his first touchdown.
Oh, the lawbreaker,
Who threw that
Sean
pass?
Law, whacking out a wild one right to left, hitting the danger man, Michael Kavanagh.
Down to player number 1. That makes New Zealand
Well,
4, Australia 7.
We're back down, just 3 in the game now, and the Kiwis are right back in it at 7 touchdowns to 4.
And if we think about it, I think the fat lady's gone back to sit in the grandstand because New Zealand are back. She isn't ready to sing.
A lot of time left in this match, a lot of opportunities to score some touchdowns. And yes, well, the Kiwis' defence have nullified another Australian attack. And once again, driving hard. They need to keep that momentum up.
New Zealand's backs are up. The yardages are coming nice and easy. Australia are on the back foot. Things are starting to happen now. Australian wouldn't like it. New Zealand asking, it should be the 4th touch. Baggio has it as number 6.
Well, teams will get an opportunity to look at that back on the replay.
I'm sure they'll have a refreshment later on in the evening and review that one.
Australians making some substitutions now, getting some fresh legs out there. So they look to improve on their 7 touchdowns in that first half, and there's an opportunity.
Got him on the short side.
Good work though, shut down by the Kiwis.
Damien Darlington got beaten on the short side, but did well to recover. Everyone manned up well. He got time to recover and pick the man up, number 15.
Great run by Barton. It's a good recovery by the Kiwis. They keep the Australians quiet in this second half.
Going back to go forward.
Oh, great work there by the Kiwis. Touch Black's moving forward here now.
Oh, savage, snaky runs there, getting
They're
meterage.
playing with some confidence. Another opportunity.
Mr. Hoare looking with the cut pass
There's a long
over the
pass.
top. Where's the flick inside? They were looking for it.
The ball's been brought back. Referees called a penalty for the Touch Blacks. No, it's a touch pass is what they've called. And against the Touch Blacks. And the Australians now a relieving penalty coming off their own line. Well, certainly a much more enthusiastic Touch Blacks team that we've seen in the second half, George.
Yeah, if we put it down to it, and like I said, if we put the game into 2 halves, it's 2-0 to New Zealand. Australia got a, well, actually 3-0 to New Zealand. Australia got a safety net in this one, but we've still got lots of time. 3 touchdown in it. Oh, check that one. winds it up, does a big fakie, loads the gun again and smashes the link hole.
Too easy there.
Jordan Marshall.
And is that Terry Deegan, was it, that went in for the touchdown? Yes, it was. Number 3, Terry Deegan.
Played it like a good rugby league pivot. Anyone in
Absolutely.
particular?
Oh, it might be someone. Someone with a similar name. Great play there, Jordan Marshall. Extending the key with
Oh,
the
nice pocket play,
Australians
two-step there.
lead. Back out to 4.
Okay, brilliant pass there to
Good work there by the Kiwis. Another long ball recount.
Terry Deegan.
The Australians pleading they didn't play at the ball. They can plead as much as they want there. Maya Williams saying no, he came in with the intention of stopping that ball, so there'll be a recount for the Touch Blacks. Carlos Savage with the roll ball. Tama Guthrie and Savage working close together now. Back to the right-hand side there. Guthrie can't finding a way through there. Pulls the ball back to the 5 metres. Savage working with Guthrie, working together again. They go left now. Guthrie all short ball there to Mitta Graham. Good solid defence by the Australians. Guthrie having another crack on the last.
The Australians working the referees nicely, so all the attention's working around the middle. Every time a touch has been made, I must go to this, on the touch on the 5 metre line, you have a look at the wingers, they're already back on the try line. That shouldn't be happening because the New Zealand attacking plays are working outside the 5. Australia need to go forward. They're always creeping back, and when the touch is made, they've always got people on the try line. That's some good work, and that's some good coaching by the coach.
Yeah, and that's against the rules, George. They do need to be pushing out. Well, referee not happy. Tama Guthrie having a word to Dave Baggio, and he's saying you need to be quiet, son. And he certainly does need to be quiet. The last thing the Kiwis can afford is to be down a player.
Oh.
Too good there. Jamin Orsby not able to get across.
Dylan Hennessy once again loading up, looking for the options, all the time in the world. Does a quick pump.
And touchdown for number 12, Stuart Burrity.
WA to score Australia's 9th touchdown. Player number 12.
It's quite interesting that the rugby or the league federations haven't got him in yet, because at a young age with skills like that and being able to adapt and see the vision he has and the time he has with the ball, I'm sure there should have been some people trying to poach him from our great game.
Yeah, you never know. He could well be in the system somewhere. Damon Darlington. Connor Pamatata, great pass. Oh, and touchdown. Naroi Black there off another play from Connor Pamatata.
Connor
A great drive in there.
Palmattato.
There he goes. Great
He's got to
pass.
be the MVP of this game so far.
Back through player number 9. Moving up to 5, down to 7:20.
With 8 minutes to play, New Zealand 5 touchdowns to 9. Australia in the hot seat with 4 touchdowns ahead.
Score is 9-5. That's just under 7 minutes to go. The Kiwi team, the Touch Blacks, certainly still in this match. Good hard drives, back to that hard driving again. Getting some fresh legs on out the back now. They work up deep into the Australian half now. Oh, great little play.
There's no way he
set,
was getting
good
that
set.
pass away. Yes, some smothering Australian defence, not allowing him to pass over the top. There was always an extra man there. Aussie weren't going to allow him to pass that one.
Certainly the Kiwi defence has tightened up in this second half. We'll head down to Steve Roberts, see if he can give us an insight. As that Steve, has the talk gotten better from the Touch Blacks down there on their defensive line?
Yeah, very much so, especially. through the Australians.
Okay, just losing Stevie a little bit there, going quiet there. I think he's admiring some of the New Zealand play. We'll come back to him shortly.
Ormsby pushing forward with Guthrie.
Nice second phase there.
The wingers
never onside. Goes for the dive.
The referee points to the ground, and that's a touchdown.
Very enthusiastic point to the ground. Australians all aware of that one.
And a good quick play the ball. Ormsby with the pass. It was a little bit wobbly, but managed to be dragged in there.
Matty Prowse, how did he get out there even to make and had the opportunity to call
how he
a
got close.
touch?
He tried hard, but Ruamai Edueti.
They call him the Rat Man.
Well, this is certainly a much more competitive game in this second half. The Touch Blacks back to within 3, 9-6 Australia lead. And good defensive work there by the Touch Blacks. If they can hold the Australians out here and get a quick touchdown back, this game is well and truly alive, George.
What do we got here?
Signalling a recount there to the Australians.
Okay, interesting. I thought it was a lost ball from Australia first.
Yeah, I thought it was. Here we see on the replay, wraparound play.
Look at the kick out.
Hennessy.
Oh, it's a flick on. Yep, it was actually directed in the right direction. It wasn't going forward. Great call by the #1 referee in the world, Maya Williams.
Trying to drag that little bit. Trying to drag that defence out there and snuck in underneath as they did.
Dylan Hennessy once again goes, does the step off the right,
That's just
gets
superb.
on inside the shutter, rolls the shoulder, puts it down with his right hand. That's why he's arguably the best player in the world.
Great work by Hennessy. He's been a little bit quieter than what he was yesterday, but being shut down. Oh, it's intercept. And it's going to be a runaway. Here we go. Are they going to catch him? Touch made. It was a touch. They called the touch. He's put the ball down as if he scored it. But that was a touch made. Lachlan Pearce, a great run, but also a great chase by the Touch Blacks.
Yeah, lucky there was two chases there. They angled him back to Ruamai there, which allowed him to make the touch. Oh, how's your daddy?
Pearce just falling on the ground there, a little bit off balance. Pearce around the back.
Nick Good.
Australians looking for a play there. #8, Nick Good, the captain. There he goes, round the back.
Oh, nice read by...
Nice short ball, Edueti. A good read on defence. Great drives by the Touch Blacks. Getting some fresh legs on again. They've been dangerous whenever they've been up here, particularly in the second half. Connor Pamatota, the go-to man. There he goes, pass out wide.
Over the top.
Oh, unlucky on that time. Well, four of the 6 Kiwi tries have come through the hands of Connor Pamatota. He's had an outstanding game. Getting close to the end of the match now, 2 minutes, and definitely not enough time for the Touch Blacks to win this match, but they could certainly get at least one other touchdown before the game's finished. Scott Buckley claiming a touch by the Australians there. He's a good step, scoop from dummy half. He's got some pace, and he's right. The ball was touched by the Touch Blacks. Referee didn't see it that way. They've given the ball back to the Touch Blacks.
Yeah, it was a hard one to see.
Yeah, it was.
Even on the replay at slow-mo, you had to look carefully on that one.
Yeah, offside there. Penalty for the Touch Blacks. Definite opportunity here to get back within 3. They'll get a lot of confidence out of the second half, George.
They will. And if we looked at the scoreboard, New Zealand have won the second half 4-3. They'll take a win in that one, but I don't think it's enough to take the series.
No, definitely not. Well, it's the first penalty we've seen for the players drifting back into that 5 metres. And you mentioned it before. Look at the winger. He's still back there. Hasn't even made an attempt to come out.
Some Kiwi love there.
Good work, Shannon Tamuri.
Coming down
Into
to
the
the last
final
20. Have the Kiwis got one more in it? Oh, couple of holds there.
Yeah, ball to ground there, just getting mixed up. Bit of finger pointing going on there.
I wasn't sure if New Zealand did it first or Australia.
Well, there goes the full-time hooter. And a much more competitive game. It could have blown out at 7 touchdowns to 2 at half-time. But the Touch Blacks, much more competitive in that second half. They won the second half, 4 touchdowns to 3. Lost the game overall 10-6 and a 2-0 down in the series. But a much more competitive second half from them. And certainly Peter Bentley will be very much happier with that second half performance, as will their captain Meta Graham. Heading down to Steve Roberts down now on the sideline. Steve, a much more competitive second half from the Touch Blacks, and certainly their straight direct running took it to the Australian team.
Yeah, very impressive second half. As you said, that more direct and a bit more punch. Put the Aussie defenders on the back foot and under a bit more pressure. But Australia too good when it came a bit closer. The brilliance of Dylan Hennessy sort of coming through when he put a few tries that broke the backs a little bit, I think, of the Kiwis.
Yeah, Dylan Hennessy, one of the key players for New South Wales. He debuted back in 2009, played in every World Cup series since then. He was a key player for the Australian side in that match.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you also got to look at the efforts of Pete Norman. He had a very big first half, and his drive as well in that first half. I mean, the beauty of the Aussie team is that they're pretty. Their strike power across the park is deep. So we can look to a few different players to put on a try, and so that sort of I think was a major difference in the end. New Zealand did very well to come back. I think you said it was 4-3 in the second half, so showed a bit of character, and they were a bit more enthusiastic when they got a few of those tries.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the Kiwis did well. The Touch Blacks did well to come back in that second half at 7 touchdowns to 2. They could have easily have thrown the towel in, but they kept at the task and came up with some good touchdowns. Number 15 for me, Connor Palmatoto, was key to their effort in the second half and in the comeback.
Yeah, he was phenomenal. Like you said, he's a young up-and-comer, but his performance in that second half was fantastic. And, he's got a long future in the game ahead of him, and no doubt he'll be putting the defence of Australia under a lot of pressure in the years to come.
Mate, we spoke yesterday about the World Cup coming up in 4 years' time. Where is Australia at in terms of development of players coming through in that cycle? We've spoken, the Kiwis have had a lot of debutants at this Trans-Tasman tournament. They've made a decision that they need to start blooding a lot more players really early on. Where's the Australian teams at in that pattern in the system?
Yeah, I think we have about 6 debutants in this campaign, so a lot of us that finished up World Cup last year have moved on and they've come through, but they've got a good core of experience already there. So and with the juniors coming through, or the debutants coming through, there's a lot of class there. I mean, you saw Jaden Love and Jordan Marshall and little Lachlan Pearce. I mean, they're class acts. So yeah, the future does look strong for touch football Australia in the men's and certainly women's mix that we saw today. So hopefully we can maintain that. And as you said, it's 4 years away, so you never know the development with the New Zealand in the years to come to sort of bridge the gap in the scoreline.
Yeah, certainly. Thanks very much, Steve. I guess with so many debutants for the Kiwis, even though they've lost this Trans-Tasman series down to love in all three of the grades so far, it's all about development for them, and I'm sure that they'll be pushing the Australian teams once again when we get to the Trans-Tasman series next year, but also in that World Cup. Thanks for your comments today, Steve. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow, and as we look forward to the third matches in the Trans-Tasman Test series. Let's have a look at the second half highlights of the Men's Open second Test match between the Touch Blacks and Australia. And the end of the second Test match between the Touch Blacks and the Australian Men's Open team here at the Trans-Tasman Test Series for touch football, coming to you live from the Trust Event Centre at Henderson in Auckland, New Zealand. And we're just heading down to the sideline now. George Junke has got the captain of the successful Australian team, Nick Good.
Hey guys, test number 2. Done and dusted. Deja vu for Australia. Nick, I was here with you last night. You were a very happy boy last night, and you should be happy today.
Yeah, mate. Once again, played that in the daytime, so very fast out there, you know. It's that sense of, you know, it's completed, but that second half, they still won. They won 4-3, and we come back tomorrow with a lot more to improve. Although we've won the series, they won the hearts of their supporters in that second half, and I know tomorrow they're going to lift another gear, and we need to be better than that tomorrow, and we're nowhere near completed, and we know that tomorrow they're going to come out and be just as strong.
Yeah, I like the defence you had. They had a lot of opportunities on the line, but you managed to shut them out. Every time they got you on the 5, you always had 2 back, so you worked that very well. Some good coaching there by Traddy. In the second half, he must have had something to say as you guys were coming off.
Yeah, mate. Anyone that knows Traddy knows that his whole game plan is based around that 5-metre line and where the defence should be. He's not a Hall of Famer for no reason. He knows the game and he knows how to win it. And we have 16 players, and every one of us buy into his series and buy into the way he wants to play this game. And it shows year after year why he is the best coach in the game. And, you know, he was, and rightly so, he was ripping us a new one when we got off. They got on top of us, and it's that sense that although we've done something, we let ourselves down a bit there in the second half. And I'm actually very excited to get back here tomorrow and fix it. I really am.
Mr. Good, what was it in the first half? There was a couple of key players that did really well. What did you put it down for that first half?
You know, we have 24 hours in between tests, and a lot of people think that although touch is an amateur sport, we go away and we come back and play. Let me tell you, that's not the case. We sit down, we did video, we knew what was going to happen, and that first 20 minutes was just execution. We knew what we wanted to get at, we knew people we wanted to get at, and I just felt like in that first 20 minutes we executed.
Well done, mate. You want to go back and celebrate the victory, but not too much because you know you got work to do tomorrow, and you know the Kiwi boys are hurting once again. And like you said, they want to do the country proud.
That's exactly right, mate. No doubt Traddy will have us enjoy a few beers tonight. We've earned that, I feel. We'll enjoy this win because not every year you get one. So we'll enjoy tonight, but once we wake up tomorrow, we know that we're back here for Test 3. And the Kiwis, they're too classy of people to bring a dead rudder. We know that they won't want to go down 3-0, and we're going to accept that challenge.
Oh, well done, Nick. I'll let you go and enjoy that refreshment, and we'll see you tomorrow. Same bat place, same bat channel, and let's see if the action changes. There we go. Thank you, Nick. We're going to go over to the captain of the New Zealand Open men's team, Mita Graham, who's sporting a new look around the knee area. If we have a little look down at his knee, you can tell he's been put a lot of heart and soul in there. You'll be all right for tomorrow, mate?
Yeah, be sweet days. Get another crack at it, and obviously pretty disappointed with the result and the series loss, but I think the way the boys fought in the second half, take a lot of pride out of that, and hopefully get another crack tomorrow, and hopefully start like how we performed in that second half. And so full credit to Australia. The realities are we're just not good enough at the moment to beat them, and they've proven that in the last 2 games. But in patches we've shown what we're capable of, and it's about executing that game plan consistently for 40 minutes. And it's a tough task against a classy Australian outfit. And like they say, it's a 4-year cycle, and we're at the beginning. We've got World Cup in 3 years, and we give ourselves the best possible chance if this group of boys can stay together for as long as we can. So congratulations to Australia, but we'll get another crack tomorrow.
Yeah, I have to agree with a lot of things you said there, Mita, but the thing I'll disagree with, you guys are good enough to beat that Australian team, and you showed it in the second half. I don't know what happened, but we were in there. We saw your backs get up, and you guys won that half 4-3. What was the difference in that half compared to the other 3 halves that you played throughout the event?
I suppose just a good rocket up the backside during half time. Look, yeah, you say that we're good enough to beat them, but we didn't. And so the realities are, like I said, we've got to perform like that for 40 minutes. And until we do that, we're half-side team. So until we can perform for 40 minutes consistently and match them in the battle of the middle of the field, the grind as we call it, the fence and yards, like we showed in that second half, we're still on a learning curve and steadily improving.
Okay, what I'm going to say to you, mate, I'm going to go and talk to your coach and tell him to put 2 rockets up your booty and come harder tomorrow and win 2 halves. How's that sound?
Yeah, definitely. We're keen to do that. It's, our home soil, our home crowd, our families are watching us. And so anytime we put on the singlet, it's to win. We play for keeps. So we've got to get back to the drawing board, like I said last night, come back firing like we did in that second half, and put on a bit of a show and perform and execute our game plan.
Hey, thanks, Mr. Graham. I know it's hard to come in front of the camera after a loss. You did well. You're always a role model to our people out there, and a lot of people that I know look up to you. You keep doing what you do, and you do it well. All the best with the one tomorrow. Thank you very much. This is George signing out from the Trans-Tasman 2016. We'll be back with you tomorrow with the Kiwis fired up to take the 3rd test in the mixed, women's and open men's. Peace out. Touch what a game.